Vivek Ramaswamy, who is a Republican candidate for the 2024 presidential race, has been publicly humiliated, as a frustrated New Hampshire voter gets on the microphone and unleashes a brutal rant against him right in front of him. Must watch. Happen just now. Enjoy hearing your thoughts. Please leave comments. Thanks.
Mr. Ramaswamy, thank you. You've expressed some illogical and dangerous positions, just about everything under the sun. But I will only bring up a few points today.
Okay. Just be respectful of everyone, but we'll pick your favorite ones. Thank you.
Just a few years ago, we all saw firsthand the disastrous results when a ruthless capitalist, a scam artist, a showman, and a liar with no public service experience became the president of the United States.
Following some breaking news right now, we've just learned that Donald Trump has agreed to settle the lawsuits related to Trump University. The president-elect agreed to settle the lawsuits for $25 million. Claims, you may recall, brought by New York's Attorney General represent roughly $4 million of that settlement. That money would compensate students who say they were defrauded by the now defunct for-profit university. During the presidential campaign, Mr. Trump said he would never settle the lawsuits.
And yet we are here again. My fellow New Hampshire residents are being manipulated by showmen and Trump wannabes to win our votes. Mr. Ramaswamy, you may be a millionaire, and you may know how to avoid paying taxes by incorporating companies in Bermuda.
Super confident, perhaps overconfident in our views. But here's the difference. I kind of know my limits. You, on the other hand, having never held or even run for any elected office before, be it Congress or even school board, having not voted in 3 presidential elections in a row, suddenly now want to be president, go straight for the top job on planet Earth. Your critics would say that's the epitome of tech bro arrogance. What is your response to them? I get that you're an outsider. Personally, I like outsiders. Yeah. But what have you done that even qualifies you to be president of the United States?
So look, Mehdi, I have been taking on bureaucracies my entire life. I took on the bureaucracy of big pharma starting in my late 20s, at a time when I think pharma was corrupt and going in a lot of directions that they shouldn't have been. I actually built a multi-billion-dollar business developing medicines that pharma had abandoned. I took on the ESG bureaucracy, competing with firms like BlackRock, State Street, and Vanguard to build a successful firm called Strive. Yes, none of that is in government, but it is in the private sector. It involves taking on bureaucracies. Okay. And that exactly is my mission here, is taking on the biggest bureaucracy of all, that in the federal government in Washington, D.C. And the other thing I'll add to that, Mehdi, is it's not just the outsider pitch. I think we do need an outsider. I think it's good to have a business background. But I'm also an outsider who deeply understands the law and the Constitution in this country. And I think that's the unique combination that actually makes this my calling. And I hope that we're going to be successful in reviving this country.
So you talk about your business background. Let's talk about that. You made your name and made a lot of your early big money from pushing an Alzheimer's drug that had already failed 4 clinical trials when you bought it. You then talked it up on CNBC, in Forbes, on the cover. Your company's subsidiary shot up by billions in value when it went public in 2015. But then the drug failed its phase 3 trial on your watch. The company lost 75% of its value in a single day. Ordinary investors like the California State Teachers Pension Fund lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. But you cashed out beforehand via your parent company to the tune of, I believe, over $37 million. Your critics say it's a classic pump and dump scheme.
But let's talk about your lack of job qualifications. You're not qualified to become the principal of my children's school of only 1,000 students. You're not qualified to be the select board of my town with a population of 16,000 people. And you're definitely not qualified to run for the highest office of our nation to govern 330 million Americans. Spewing nonsensical, fast-talking, empty words, interspersed with name-dropping Thomas Jefferson and George Washington, should not be misconstrued as knowledgeable.
Thomas Jefferson, right? You have this historical view of Columbus.
He's bad. He's
evil. He had slaves.
Well, he was one of them.
Yeah, more than one, I think, is actually the accurate truth. But the reality is, he's also a guy. So people say I'm young running for president. I'm 38. You know how old he was when he wrote the Declaration of Independence?
12.
33.
Oh.
Yeah, split the difference.
That was close.
Yeah, but give him credit.
Well, yes, you're right.
And he's writing the Declaration of Independence, and he decides that he needs a...
We Americans should stop thinking that rich men who fund their campaigns and manipulate us into thinking that they're smart or savvy are qualified for the presidency, to receive the codes to launch nuclear weapons, and to become the commander-in-chief of our military forces. Yes, it's coming. Mr. Ramaswamy, if we American voters, thank you, it's coming.
We'll let her finish. We'll give her a chance to finish.
Thank you.
It
Mr.
ends with a
Ramaswamy,
question mark, though.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, you will. If we American voters keep supporting self-promoting showmen who treat the U.S. presidency or vice presidency as an entry-level position, then we, the American people, are to blame for the destruction of our democratic institutions.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe to Happen Just Now for more content about accountability of all public officials and policies and procedures.